Are good deeds performed under duress truly moral? Are they virtuous or ethical? Imagine two people, Pierre and Paul. Pierre is going through a rough patch. He has financial difficulties and struggles to make ends meet. He finds it hard to fill the fridge and provide for his family. Paul, on the other hand, leads a peaceful life. His finances are in excellent shape, and he has solid savings. Paul earns an honest living, and this comfort is primarily due to his frugal nature. He has conscientiously saved every month for years. Pierre and Paul don't really know each other. They live in the same neighborhood and cross paths occasionally, but they aren't close. Deep down, they are relatively indifferent to each other's situations. One day, while going to buy bread, Paul overhears a conversation between Pierre and the baker. Pierre is trying to negotiate the possibility of buying bread on credit for the coming weeks. The economic climate is gloomy, and the bakery itself is struggling. Between skyrocketing electricity bills and the desire to protect his employees' wages, the owner is barely making an income. The baker is therefore forced to refuse. Pierre is not the only one in this situation, and it's not the first time a customer has come begging for help. Paul is taken aback, but he leaves it at that. After all, he owes Pierre nothing. Their eyes meet, and then each goes home. Before falling asleep, Paul thinks back to that scene. He is an enterprising man, full of projects. He is planning his next vacation to Asia and looks forward to treating himself to that pleasure. Days pass. Paul continues to cross paths with Pierre sporadically at the bakery, when the latter has enough margin to buy his bread. Then one day, Pierre fumbles through his pockets for exact change, but he's short. Resigned, he turns on his heel and leaves the bakery empty-handed, his heart full of bitterness. Paul witnesses the scene once again. This time, Paul decides to follow Pierre. He catches up to him a few meters down the street and calls out, "Excuse me." Pierre turns around. "Yes, what is it?" Paul explains that he saw what happened and that he is not indifferent to his struggles. Pierre is embarrassed. He isn't looking for charity. Paul clarifies that he wishes to make an effort to help using his savings. He offers to lend him a small sum without necessarily expecting anything in return. Pierre remains cautious. "Why are you doing this?" "Nothing forces you to." Paul replies, "Exactly, nothing forces me. I could have very well ignored your problems and gone on my way, but your situation moves me." Pierre finds the gesture deeply virtuous. Sincerity radiates from Paul. Pierre eventually accepts. As they walk along, Pierre explains that he has reached out to social services multiple times, but his file has been sitting for months in an anonymous pile on some bureaucrat's desk. One time a form is missing, the next it's filled out wrong, the next the supervisor is on sick leave. Pierre concludes his tirade by delivering the final blow to the administration. They tax us all year round boasting about national solidarity and the social contract, but when you actually need it, there's no one there. Thank God there are still people like you. Pierre goes on to express his indignation toward pro-social political parties that clothe themselves in virtue, while spitting on the individualism of those who give to charity, claiming the latter should just pay their taxes and shut up. The moral of this story is that an action is only virtuous if the person performing it has the choice not to do it. Without freedom, there is no virtue. My goal with this channel is precisely to give you the keys to understanding these mechanisms, becoming autonomous, and protecting your individual liberty. This video is only the surface of what you will learn by following me. If you want to become like Paul, capable of helping your loved ones by choice rather than by constraint, I offer tutorials and in-depth analyses on Patreon. You can subscribe for $5 a month or purchase my article collections individually. It is the best way to support my work and gain value to prosper your own independence. The link is in the description. My free content, meanwhile, will remain free no matter what. Back to our topic. Virtue is absent from acts done under duress. If I give you money because a man is pointing a gun at me, I am not being generous. I am in survival mode. The welfare state cannot claim to be moral because the resulting solidarity is the fruit of coercion. A person whose means are taken by force to be given to others is not virtuous. They are simply submissive. This masquerade of the social contract stems partly from the religious heritage of our societies. where the individual is seen as fundamentally evil and fallible, requiring guidance. Socialists of all eras have recycled this tainted doctrine. As Frédéric Bastiat expressed, to them, humanity tends toward evil, while they themselves incline toward good. Only the legislator is supposedly capable of saving the species from degradation, like a shepherd guiding his sheep. But if the individual is so fallible, how is it that the intentions of the organizers are always good? Are legislators not part of the human race? Modern science posits that morality is a sense, just like hearing or smell. Our moral judgments are automatic and fast. It is a cooperation algorithm that consumes data. The legislator, then, is merely a person who manipulates these moral elements to appear attractive. Moral acts are, above all, acts of cooperation. They are costly for the one showing self-sacrifice, but they are compensated by a major benefit, being chosen more often as a trusted partner. We are social animals. The entire history of our species is the result of this voluntary collaboration between individuals. Most socialist currents, Marxism, communism, fascism, etc., are utilitarian currents. In reality, they simply provide a justification for eliminating moral arbitrariness and validating any act in the name of dogma, regardless of the results, which are often counterintuitive and sometimes monstrous. Only the individual can be moral. By extension, only a liberal, libertarian, current of thought is truly ethical. Any purely political morality is nothing but moral aspartame. It has a vague taste of it, but possesses none of the substance, and can even become carcinogenic for society in cases of excessive consumption. The conclusion is simple. It is your responsibility to be virtuous. No party, no politician will absolve you of your individual actions. On the contrary, they will go as far as to tax the little moral latitude you have left to drape themselves in it. They will trample your freedom and the rule of law to plan legal plunder, which is the true motivation behind their actions. If this subject interests you, I invite you to watch my videos on the difference between commutative justice and distributive justice. The link is in the description. Your virtue is your guarantee of reliability. It is the master key to your future collaborations and your success. A reputation takes years to build, but can be destroyed in an instant. Morality is your safeguard. By incorporating a moral dimension into your actions, you will rise above the fray. On my Patreon, I give you concrete paths to navigate this system. You will also find promotional links in the description to build the foundation of your financial independence. An individual is only free if their income does not depend on the goodwill of others. In addition, you will find several levers in the description to build your financial base. For stock market investing, I use Trade Republic, a reliable platform to grow your capital over the long term. You will also find a link to Go Mining to start accumulating Bitcoin. An individual is only truly free if their income no longer depends on the goodwill of others. I have also included a link to the book The Law by Frédéric Bastiat. Obtain this pillar of liberal thought. It is essential reading for anyone wishing to understand the mechanisms of power and freedom. If you want me to dig into a specific question, let me know in the comments. Leave a thumbs up, share this video to awaken consciences, and subscribe. In the meantime, stay free.